With the turn of the century came a new era of social media, with the continuous and fast-paced development of the internet. People are gaining the ability to share and communicate over ridiculous distance. However, with this new dawn of globalization, parties which wish to control the minds of millions of people take to this new method with unbounded vigor. Whether it might be companies or governments, the average human is constantly have their desires and ideas altered by these unseen external forces. The power of this new format is astronomical with a myriad of unknown possibilities. Societies are capable of sharing their own ideas with others on the other side of the world almost instantaneously. People are capable of sharing their new own opinions with anyone in the world. Governments are capable of controlling what information a person might be able to obtain. Companies are capable of altering millions of people on image of perfection. The technology which creates this new major branch of media is quite simple, but the effect it has on the world is unfathomable. Morals have always existed since mankind began living in a community. As time progressed and technology developed, mankind began to expand their horizons. This resulted in the introduction of unknown variables that completely scrambled the set of morals that have originally existed. Slavery, robbery, and rape are but few examples of morals that mankind have developed over time. Slavery, for instance, was considered normal until the slaves have been fed up with the improper treatment, rebelled, and won their rights. It took over 4,000 years for this to happen, and only once mankind have progressed to a certain point in their civilization. It was only after many other slight changes in human morals that slaves were even viewed as human. When it took so long for mankind to develop such a basic moral, it may take even longer for the new variables of the up-and-coming era to be addressed. This new era of accelerated change brings forth with its new series of accounted for variables. Some are slowly being addressed, like plagiarism in more developed countries, and selective media or propaganda in all countries. Plagiarism has always been a major problem in academics since its beginning. Plagiarism is the stealing of intellectual property, a crime that has been recognized as a major offense. As time progressed, knowledge became as important as property, and the theft of the property by the time has already been recognized as illegal. Though it might seem that a solid law has already been developed to target plagiarism, it is far from perfect.
In most universities in the United States of America, plagiarism is eligible for dismissal. In order to detect plagiarism, a paper that are turned in, whether as an assignment or a paper, must have citation for any information that is not considered as a common sense. However, what is considered as a common sense to one individual may not be so for another, which results in instance where one party unintentionally commit what another may consider as plagiarism. This new regulation have been extended to citations of one's own previous work, which only adds to the confusing nature of this new protocol. Though plagiarism has already been recognized as a moral improper, it has yet to be developed into a proper law. Regulations have already been placed, and the next generation is already being informed of the consequence of plagiarism. Starting from high school, the regulation and the punishment have been laid down for the students, but due to the vagueness of the regulation, many instances of accused plagiarism have harassed students. After over 100 years of debate on this topic, all that has been done are the loose regulations that are in place today. A slightly more recent improvement is the development of mass media, with the introduction of the printing press during the 15th century gave birth to media. However, mass media wasn't around until the radio took over during the 19th century. It was then that people began to be brainwashed first by government and then later corporation. Originally as a propaganda, this form of mass media to continuously overwhelm any audience with the simple message was used to promote people to enlist in the army. But constantly relying simple message, then this new form of advertisement lodged suggestion within the audience on subconscious, which slightly alters the way the audience think and behave. This can be applied to more than just products and corporations, but even culture and social ideas can be altered. Hollywood, a longtime icon of the USA movie industry, is known for creating amazing movies that are translated and sent all over the world. These movies created in the USA harbors that idols of the American society and while completely unintentional, implants American idols into the mind of people all over the world. The idols of beauty, prosperity, and the definition of happiness is in other cultures are continuously being altered to resemble something closer to the American idols. Even in Taiwan, a minuscule country of the coast of China, has had many of their idols influenced by America. This led to a period of time where people dyed their hair black, bought either a Ferrari or a Porsche, and the need to force all students to learn English. Subsequent messages alter the audience indirectly, and such an event is morally ignored. Their morals have yet to develop regarding this area of communication, since most people believe that these advertisements are meaningless and harmless, completely ignore the fact of they are actually sending message to one's own subconscious. Only a single industry has been forbidden from utilizing this new technology due to its invasive powers into people's minds. That is cigarettes. Do a study back in the 80s that show that a majority of children have already been brainwashed to recognize cigarette logos and are planning to take up smoking. Other products being less harmful are allowed. To use these malicious, indirect brainwashing methods to alter people's desires.
With the ever-improving technology, morals and laws are unable to keep up. Some things in the daily life in the 21st century that we don't question may actually be quite damaging to our minds and our body, just because one cannot see the physical chains that bind us. We are still bound by invisible chains created by companies and governments. With these invisible chains, we are closer to servers than citizens, being controlled by our unconscious to consume and to obey the government.